All right. It is time to focus, LBK. What's good? This is Robert Jenkins coming to you with the Focus LBK show. This is episode 29 for March 25th, or for the week of March 25th, 2024. Man, it was so much good stuff going on this weekend. Y'all know we're going to give you a recap during the out and about section. You know we're going to get into what's coming up before that with the what's going on section. But before we do any of that, I think we got a new section. I like it, man. Looking on Facebook, man, people be putting out memes and stuff like that. This one right here, I think bears repeating, is definitely worth repeating. And it comes from that cool homie, Scotty Scott. And on his timeline, or whatever you call it on Facebook, that big book of evil, big book of faces, necessary evil. But on his timeline, he say, keep grinding. Someone you don't know is rooting for you, while someone you do know isn't rooting for you. I got to say that again. Say, keep grinding, because someone you don't know is rooting for you, while somebody you do know is not rooting for you. So keep grinding. And what caught my eye about that particular ad, that particular meme, or whatever you want to call it, is he got in the background under the words, it's a picture of a DAW, a digital audio workstation, somebody trying to make some tracks. I don't know if Scotty Scott was making tracks or somebody in the studio, man, putting some beats together. And y'all know that's one of my little pastimes, or as Miss Marianne Lawson, who is studying Spanish, would say, that's uno de mis pasatiempos. Looks like East Lubbock Art House, once again, always out there in the vanguard, I guess you call it, what they used to call it, the revolutionary vanguard, out there doing what they do, executing their mission where art meets with activism. They're going to be putting on the 4th annual Walk to End Racism. That's going to be on Saturday, March the 30th, 2024 at 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Of course, we plan to be there. I do believe we're going to make it out yonder, because that's one of the first things that we saw a couple of years ago when we first came back to the LBK from our travels and sojourns across the United States. We learned about the East Lubbock Art House, which we did not have anything like that when I used to live here back in the 90s. Really from the 70s up to the 90s, I didn't know if we had anything like that. I never saw anything like that for black people. So of course she's filling a needed gap. And when we first got back in, I guess that was 2022, that was one of the first things we saw. I guess it was the 3rd annual walk to end racism. So this right here is the 4th annual walk to end racism. And it says here, man, join us for the 4th annual Walk to End Racism in support of East Lubbock Art House. Please, please, please visit our website, or their website, and get your t-shirt for the event. And y'all can go, y'all know it's at www.eastlubbocarthouse.org. If I'm not mistaken, I'm saying that off the top of the head, off the dome. But anyway, go check that out, LBK. East Lubbock Art House 4th annual Walk to End Racism. I had a really good time at that one we went to last year. I thought it was really exquisite. I had a good time getting pictures and everything. So if the Lord say the same, we'll be out there this time doing the same thing, doing what we always do. Now, that's about all I saw that was, that I saw to publicize coming up in this week. We missed a lot of stuff, man. There's so much going on in the LBK. There was the Prairie Dog Festival. There was just all kind of stuff. And we talked about that on previous shows, and we advertised them, and I, intended to get out there, but man, there's just so much going on. And we a small ragtag group of citizen journalists and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can't be at everything. We just can't make it, man. As a matter of fact, y'all can help us. If y'all go to something, take some pics or some video, shoot it to us. You can text it to me at 806-642-0949. Anything y'all take a picture of. We can't be everywhere. Help us out. If y'all be at something and it's dope, it's a nice event, and you want to let somebody know about it, take some pics or some video and shoot it to us. 806-642-0949. That's 806-642-0949. And you can even record a little audio note, and tell us what it was and give us your impressions, man. We'll put that right up, because like I say, we just can't be everywhere. One of the things that we were able to attend was the Women's History program, and that happened up at Patterson Library. You know, Miss Teresa and Tamara and the whole crew up there. She got a lot of uh, dope teammates that be playing their positions and just helping propel their team to really serve the way the community need to be served. You know what I'm saying? And so Patterson Library presented on Saturday, March 23rd, 2024 at 12 p.m. the Patterson Library Presents Women's History Month program, and we were in attendance at that. We had a really good time there. We were filming, so I don't. I'm gonna have a couple of pictures under the article here, and we're gonna talk about it. But if you want to see the whole thing, all you gotta do is check out the City of Lubbock YouTube channel. So go to YouTube and type in City of Lubbock. Go to that, and hopefully Monday by close of business, I'll have that video up. But what they did was at this program, they honored some of the women in our community over in the ELBK, East Lubbock. I call it ELBK. And man, they honored Miss Cathal Anderson, Miss Elizabeth Crowder, Miss Marianne Lawson, Miss Ruby Phoenix, and Miss Frances Bell. They had each woman, distinguished lady of the community, all of our beloved mothers of the community, you know what I'm saying, got up and gave a spiel about themselves, or had one of the library staff do a brief bio on them. They've done some amazing things. I was particularly impressed by Mother Ruby Phoenix because just recently, my own daughter she started working at the Ruby Phoenix Daycare Center over there on Vanda. And I don't know, she seems to enjoy it so far. And it's just, I don't even think she knows who Miss Ruby Phoenix is. I'm going to have to show her these pictures and be like, this is the lady who, for whom your place of employment is named for. And listening to Miss Sandra Chatham, who was the MC at the event, she is a wealth of knowledge about the history of East Lubbock in and of herself. And she was going over all of the amazing things that these ladies on the panel, Miss Cathal Anderson, Miss Elizabeth Crowder, Miss Marianne Lawson, Miss Ruby Phoenix, Miss Frances Bell, Miss Chatham was going over all their bios and really not even looking at the paper. She just going from memory. She knew all these people way back when and still knows them. So we are blessed to have that kind of continuity and presence in the neighborhood. And I will say I'm very pleased and very happy that Teresa Wilson, who is the branch manager over there at Patterson, she actually gave us a chance to get up there and put out the call, because y'all know we want to record the oral histories of the elders in our communities. We have a whole section called Words from the Elders. And man, the Lord blessed us to be able to speak with several of those distinguished ladies on the panel. And I'm not going to tell y'all who, but next Saturday up at Patterson, we're going to be doing some oral history interviews. We got 3 of them, 3 hours. I ain't going to lie, it's higher than a cat's back to rent that room. They didn't raise the prices on the brother. Used to be, I think it was $25 to rent it from 9 to 12. That wasn't no problem. Now it's $25 an hour. So that's like, what is that, like $100? I say, woo. But anyway, $100 is a small price to pay, I would say, to be able to get a chance to sit down and spend about an hour with some of these distinguished mothers and some of the female energy and power in our community, and record their oral history stories. So we very happy that we were able to attend that event. Again, if you would like to see the whole video, we're going to have it on the City of Lubbock's YouTube channel, and also I believe it's cable channel 10. I don't have cable, so I don't. It's funny, for a videographer, I don't watch a lot of TV at all, but I believe we are on cable channel 10, Optimum Cable. Anyway, that's the City of Lubbock's TV channel. So this event is going to be on the City of Lubbock YouTube and the City of Lubbock television channel. And it was just a really uplifting, cool event. We're glad that we were able to attend. Another uplifting, cool event that we were glad that we were able to attend. And I'm going to tell you, man, if you missed out on any and all of this, you just really missed it, LBK. Everybody, anybody and everybody should have in LBK should have been there. We had a gentleman in our midst named Lemmie Pulliam, and he is a black opera singer. He is a world class, world renowned tenor. And we got the chance over at the Museum of African American History, Caviel's Pharmacy, the museum over there. We got a chance to go, first of all, sit down and hear him sing. And he was brought here by Maestro David Cho, David N.J. Cho. They were actually colleagues and students together and homeboys back at Oberlin Music Conservatory back in the 90s. And this is actually the first time that they were able to meet up again after having attended school together. So if you don't know, Maestro Cho from the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra, the conductor, the maestro of the Lubbock Symphony Orchestra, is actually a world-class pianist. So he used to play in recitals with Lemmie Pulliam. And Lemmie Pulliam, again, world-class opera singer, tenor. We had the just the extreme pleasure, man, of being able to go over there to the African American Museum of History, Museum of African American History over there. It's just Caviel's Pharmacy to me. That's what I knew it as when I was here. So it's hard for me to say the new name because I didn't grow up thinking of it in that way. But anyway, over at Caviel's Pharmacy, the Lubbock Roots Historical Arts Center, they had Lemmie Williams over there, and he was so gracious with his time, man. He sat down, and it was about a good hour, I know. He actually sang two pieces, and he actually answered questions from the intimate crowd that was gathered there. He actually spent about 45 minutes just answering questions. Now, y'all know how we do. I was there. We got audio, we got pictures, and of course, we are going to put together an article about it. It's going to come out probably Wednesday. Again, we are ragtag skeleton crew over here, so it takes us a couple of days turnaround to get this stuff pumped out, but we're going to definitely pump it out and try to get it going. You know what I'm saying? And I think y'all will really just be interested in this. The brother, have y'all, any of my older heads out there, y'all remember that Maxell cassette tape commercial where they used to talk about how clear Maxell cassette tapes were for recording audio? And they had a dude sitting in a chair and he had a drink sitting on the table next to him, and he had a big audio system, stereo system in front of him, pumping out music, playing something off of a Maxell cassette, and it was blowing his wig back, like literally blowing his hair back, and his scarf was blowing, and his drink was sliding off the table, and he reaches down real cool and catches his drink. Man, I ain't seen that commercial in a long time. I'm gonna have to check it out, but that's how I felt sitting there on the front row over at the Museum of African American History, listening to Mr. Lemmie Pulliam, just like I say, blow your wig back with those awesome vocals. And I learned something that tripped me out, is that I never thought of this before, but now that I learned it, I was like, oh yeah, they sure don't. Opera singers do not use microphones. So this gentleman has the vocal power to be able to sing over and with a full orchestra in a music hall, for example, the Buddy Holly Hall, right here in our very own LBK, and he can project and make himself heard all over that building. And we were with him in the Caviel's Pharmacy, the Museum of African American History, which is a little bit smaller than Buddy Holly Hall, if you hadn't noticed. So, man, the vocals was just permeating your cells. It was, you know what I'm saying? This brother blew us away. He did a song called Nessun Dorma. And you know me being a retired linguist, man, I had to look all that up and check out the lyrics and stuff. It's in Italian. And basically that translates to nobody sleeps. Like nobody's sleeping tonight, because it was a dramatic thing where a princess was being forced to marry some cat. I'm gonna have to check out the actual play. And the cat that she was being forced to marry, the deal was, it was like a riddle or a deal. Like, if you can guess this dude's name, you don't have to get married to him. Well, he apparently wanted to marry the princess. Obviously, she's a princess. So he up at night praying that she don't guess his name, and the prince is wide awake at night praying that she do guess his name, and that some of her people help her figure out who he is. And that's the whole like aim of the point of the operatic song and the poem is like nobody sleeping. Ain't nobody sleeping in the house tonight. Nessun dorma. You know what I'm saying? It's by Puccini. And then to show you, after he did that classic opera tune, to show you just what type of cool, down to earth brother Lemmie Pulliam actually is. He did, after doing that, Nessun Dorma, he did a song, Give Me Jesus, because his roots are in the church. So, matter of fact, he's a preacher's kid, a PK. And he was talking about how when he was in church, man, like all PKs know and like all church members know, you have to fill in, you have to get in where you need it, right? You got to jump in. The drummer out today, he had to jump in, play a little drums. The guitarist ain't, well, you better get on that bass. Bass is sick today. Yeah. So that's his background, Mr. Pulliam's background. So he was explaining all that, and I was just like, wow. So it was really odd and really inspiring and surprising that he would choose a song like Give Me Jesus. And y'all know I always try to sing everything. He was like, Give me. Okay. I ain't going to try to sing it. I'm going to spare y'all. But man, like I say, blowing our wig back in the Roots Historical Arts Council's Museum of African American History. Thank you to the Roots Historical Arts Council for even putting this thing together. This is the second time that I'm aware of that they've had a reception for just an amazing talent that comes to our little fair, flat city of Lubbock, Texas, the LBK. They bring in all these people here, and they everybody that comes through, it seemed like they stop at the Roots Historical Arts Council over there at the museum for some kind of little recital. It's usually a small private type of recital. Not private. I think people are welcome to come, but I just don't think people know about them. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of glad a lot of people don't be there because it's always laid back and it's always easy to get in and it's always a comfortable atmosphere. But on the same token, I think we do need more people to attend those events. So, man, keep y'all's eye out for cats like this. Lemmie Pulliam did a great job. One of the things he talked about, I'm not gonna get too deep into it because, like I said, we're gonna have a whole article coming out later this week. But there was some synchronicities in his life that are just amazing, man. The synchronicities is meaningful coincidences. You think of them as coincidences. I don't believe in coincidence. I don't think it's no such thing as coincidences. I think everything happens for a reason. Not only that, I think I'm gonna tell you straight up, I think God arranges things for us in our lives. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that opens these doors and windows and makes these connections behind the scenes, and we don't see his hands moving around and we don't see his power flowing through people and places and events. But it looks to us like, oh, it's a coincidence. Well, I don't think it's a coincidence. But anyway, the terminology they use is synchronicity. I think it was Carl Jung, great psychologist and philosopher, I would say, that came up with that term, coined that term, synchronicity. But anyway, in Mr. Pulliam's life, there was several little synchronicities that happened. And I just want to throw that out there to tease y'all so y'all peep this article out coming up Wednesday. But those, just the little ways that God works in this man's life is amazing. I will tell you that Mr. Pulliam, Lemmie, did not, so he was a world-class singer. Well, no, before he got to be a world-class singer, he was rising and getting his name out there and getting some work in the field, in the operatic field, and touring around doing his thing. And it just got to be really too much for him. There was some negative things that was going on, and he got really discouraged, and he just kind of took a hiatus from opera, from singing. Didn't sing really for like 12 years publicly, you know what I'm saying? Because he said it got to the point where he just wasn't happy singing. He didn't feel like singing. How you supposed to sing and be an opera cat up there on stage talking about oh, excuse me, sorry. How you supposed to be singing and your heart ain't in it? So he said he had made himself a promise. He said, when it stops being fun, I'm out. and it had stopped being fun. Now, ain't that something? So he was out just like that. He said, I'm out, bye. And the way he got back into singing, the way he got back into it is just, that's one of them synchronicities, man. It's just the way things happen. You see God working behind the scenes. But anyway, y'all need to peep out the article if you want to see the pictures. That's coming up Wednesday. Let me see what else of note is going on out there. Oh yeah, looking here at my pile of notes and clippings and stuff like that, I did want to mention again, if you're a parent of a high school senior, or if you're a child, a high school senior, a young adult who wants to attend an HBCU, historically black college and university, you can apply to all, well, I don't know about all, but 65 of those HBCUs at one time for a small fee of $20 at the Common Black College application. And that's at first of all, you can just Google it, Common Black College app, but it's Common Black College app.com. That's Common Black College app.com. I went to a historically black college and university, Wiley College, attended there several years. I actually graduated from Wayland Baptist University, but I attended Wiley College, and I consider Wiley to be my alma mater, even though Wayland is technically my alma mater, because I got that true storybook television type black college experience at Wiley College. I loved my time there. I give a shout out to all my folks that was attending from 92 on up to about 96 or whatever it was. Really, really, really had a good time there. And it is one of the things that I have noticed about Lubbock, Texas, when you look at some of the early history of our black pioneers here in this city, a lot of them attended Wiley College. Just that because first of all, they couldn't attend Texas Tech. Let's just get real. That's the elephant in the room. You live 15 minutes away from Tech and can't go to it back in them days. You know what I'm saying? You can go now, so let's not use any excuses or crutches. Get in where you fit in. If you don't fit in at Tech, you might just fit in at an HBCU. I know I did, and I owe a lot to Wiley Dear. I ain't even gonna try to sing that song, Wiley Dear. I don't know. I always got to sing. We don't know why. Nonetheless, get your Common Black College application in. One-time fee of $20. You can apply to 65 HBCUs over at commonblackcollegeapp.com. I think that's a real good opportunity. Well, LBK, I am not going to belabor the point here. We have told y'all what was coming up. We have told y'all some things that happened. Stay tuned. We got some excellent content coming up later on this week. Wednesday, that article about Lemmie Pulliam, the black tenor, that's going to be up on the site. And we try to keep, as y'all notice, we try to keep good content pumping out. Let us know what you'd like to see, by the way. If there's a certain type of content you want to see that we ain't putting out, let us know, man, because we here to serve. We here to do what y'all think need to be done. We here to talk about what y'all think need to be talked about. That's why, for example, like I say, next Saturday, we're going to be recording up at Patterson, doing a little oral history, preserving some of those words of the elders. But if there's anything else you want to see besides those words from the elders, let us know. We what was that old saying? Have camera, will travel. We got camera, audio equipment. All y'all know how we do. So just let us know what you want to see, and we'll see if we can't make it happen. Anyway, LBK, thanks for your time. Thanks for focusing on the Focus LBK show for a minute. Really getting close to about 25 minutes, I guess. So we ain't gonna take up too much more of y'all time. Anyway, remember that thought for the week that we opened with. Sometimes there's a lot of people out there that you know that's rooting for you, but there's a lot of people out there that you don't know that's rooting against you. I would say don't worry about the people rooting against you, because like I say, ain't no coincidences. God got it all in his hands. You know what I'm saying? He gonna make it do what it do just for you, if you do, I guess, what he wants you to do. I think you got to be with him for him to be with you. I don't know. Maybe some preachers out there that can correct me on that. But anyway, Lubbock, man, just keep that in mind. as y'all keep on grinding this week. And y'all take it easy. Have a great week. And we will see y'all this time next week. All right, then. Peace.